Driver than me.
Hi guys, so it's Friday. It's about 3:10. I'll put a screenshot like I usually do of me starting. Now, I noticed last week Uber had put out the bat signal, so to speak, saying that the Halloween parties will be on Friday and Saturday. I was thinking to myself, no, it's going to be this weekend, because it's the closest weekend to Halloween, and it's the weekend after payday. So, how did you do last week? Because I didn't fare too well. In fact, all this week it's been quite quiet, hasn't it, with the kids being off. So, hopefully, this weekend's going to be good. Let's see how I get on. Right, first hour and a bit up. I can't believe I'm on just shy of 42 quid in the first hour and a bit. When I say and a bit, it was 1:15, wasn't it, when I come out, and it's now about past. And that is absolutely shocking. It was one of them things where every time I was dropping off, there was a customer waiting less than a mile away from me. And that repeated. I could not believe me luck on how that was happening. Dropping off, picking up, dropping off, picking up. At one point, the customer I was picking up opened the door for the customer I had. So, fingers crossed it stays like this. I doubt it, but fingers crossed. It's 6:30. God, it's got dark quick, hasn't it? It gets dark now really, really quick. Anyway, it's 6:30 and I'm on £96. Yeah, I'll stick it there. It's absolutely flying past. Problem is now, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Honestly, there's just farmers' fields everywhere. So I really don't think I'm going to get a job for at least half an hour, 40 minutes, and I'm going to have to travel back. But you know what? It's been worth it, hasn't it? Because to have that already, 3 hours in? It's not bad, is it? Well, it's 8 p.m. and I'm on £122. I'll stick it here. I've definitely had lady luck on my side tonight. And the problem is now, I'm just going to pop into the house before coming out and doing more. But you know full well I'm going to reset that luck now, aren't I? It always works like that, doesn't it? But I am quite pleased with how I've done so far tonight. I was right. I did have to drive away from all them fields. But it was only about 15-minute drive. And then all of a sudden the job started kicking in again. I've just seen as well, you know, at the beginning where I mentioned Uber got the weekend wrong with Halloween. They've also sent it out for this weekend. So they sent it out for last weekend and this weekend. But I do think there's still more money to be made tonight. So I'm coming back out and I'll see you in an hour. It's 9:30. I'm on 143. The offers have started to slow down. It's not offering me as much as what it was a bit earlier. But it's to be expected around this time between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. It can be quiet. Tell you what though, I've just got a bit annoyed. So I dropped off in the estate in Speke, and here's a picture. Look how far away I was from the airport, but it added me to the airport queue. I had to drive another 1.5 2 miles north away from the train station, the airport, before it took me out the queue. That's just ridiculous. It's 10:30. I'm on 166. So it was going well till about 15 minutes ago, and I hadn't had a single job offer. So I decided to move areas, switch the car on, started driving, and the car went wee all the way home. It was on absolute autopilot. Now, I was getting offered a couple of jobs on the way, but they were awful. They were them, I don't know what it is, but they were like £3.78. And so since coming out at my break, yeah, and I'll stick the session up, since after my break, that's how many jobs was offered, and that's how many I complete. That's not great, is it? That I've turned down that many offers because they were either too far away or just not worth it. Which brings me on to another point. So you know the way you're getting offered jobs that are really far away from you and nobody wonders why? I had a little chat with Private Eye and Mike, and we think we've figured it out. So he mentioned how HMRC charges you by the mile for your car expenses. So we reckon Uber pays you less holidays based on that. Less holiday pay. Because if you've got to travel further, you get more back on your taxes with your car expenses, if that makes sense. I reckon it could be that. What do you reckon? Well, it's Saturday now and it's 4:10. As you can see from my background, I've just filled up and I'm ready to go. I'm hoping today it's going to be one of them days that take me right the way through to early hours in the morning. But it's impossible to tell. I'm certainly not going to be sitting on the side of the roads for 20 minutes at a time waiting for a job. But time will tell, won't it? Let's see how I do. Well, that was an unexpected first hour. So I'm on £26. That's very good. But you know what? I have cancelled loads of jobs. Must be about 30. I've said, well, not cancelled, but declined. They've started showing me some jobs where it's not telling me it's going into the city centre. It's just saying like 6 mile job. But if you look at the map, you can clearly see it's going all the way to the city centre. So you're not tricking me, Uber. It's 6:15 and I'm on 55 quid or thereabouts. I'll stick it here. I did not think I was going to match the hour before, but I've got lucky. I mean, it could be that both the local teams were playing, so a lot of drivers might be off. Who knows, to be honest. But I'm lapping it up. 7:15. I'm on 83 quid. I've managed to avoid the city centre so far, but it's constantly offering me jobs today, and they're going up. Each time it's offering me to go to the city centre, they're going up and up. I think it's going to get me to go there, you know. I really do. Got that feel. Well, it's now 9 o'clock and I'm on 137 quid. Yeah, it is. It's just been non-stop job after job. And that's what you need. You need a good day on Uber when it's like that. And it's proper worth grinding, I think, at the minute. So it did get me to the city centre. But it was a decent job. I was close to Southport Way. And it offered me 20 miles for 37 quid, I think it was. Or 38 quid. So I took it. And I ended up in the city centre. And you know I don't like him. But then I got a job straight out towards Huyton, which, as you know, is where I live in it. So I'm going to go in now, have a quick coffee, and then come back out. And hopefully it's going to stay like this. Let's see how I do. It's 10:30 and I'm on 161. I have just had a horrible customer. So she gets in the car, I went, "Hi, yeah." Didn't even respond to me. So I'm driving along, I said, "Hi, yeah, you're okay?" "I'm fine." And it was like, oh. It wasn't a big job, so I thought, you know what, I'll just get it out the car, get rid of her. So as I got it out the car, it was only like a 2 mile job. I rated it a 1 star and I put disrespectful as the reason. I thought, you know what, you're having it. And then I got a job that was 0 miles away. So I accepted it. It was her mate. And then both of them got back in the cab. And it was like, oh no. And then her mate brought up Uber ratings. And she went, "Oh, let me have a look at what mine is." And I was thinking, oh no, I've just given it a 1 star. And she looked and went, "Oh, mine's 4.6. I must have had bad drivers. What did you rate me?" she said. And I went, "Oh, I didn't bother." I'm not going to say I rated you a 1 star, am I? It's 11:30 and I'm on 183. I've just had 2 local lads. They weren't going far, it was a short job. But they were arguing when I went to drop one of them off over who's paying. And he's like, "Here, here's a tenner, take it. Here's a tenner for the taxi." And the other guy was like, no, I'm not taking that, no. And I went, "I'll take it." So I took it, joking. I was absolutely joking. And he went, "Yeah, you have it then, lad." Tenner tip, in cash, very nice. This isn't the hourly update, but I have to tell you what's just happened. So sometimes working nights, you have to deal with all walks of life, creatures and whatnot. And I've just had to deal with something that no one should have to deal with on a shift. So it pulls up to a house where there's loads of people in the front, men and women, age 30 plus. And one woman walks over to my car and opens the door. Now in her head, because I'm there and the door's open, she thought she could do whatever she liked, so she immediately span round and started kicking off on people, leaving my door open and getting in the face and pointing in the face and things. And she was going, "You're all horrible, you're all horrible, I hate yous all," right? And then this big fella, who was, it must have been her boyfriend, comes out and goes, "Come on, let's just go." And then he gets shoved from behind by this other big fella and goes, "Go on, F off," you know, that kind of stuff. Then a massive brawl fight started with loads of people involved. There was fists going everywhere. But she thinks she's got a way out, the one who started it all, because my car door's open. So I drove with my car door open, away from it. Got out the car, closed the door. What I didn't realise was, at the time, it was one of them little cul-de-sacs with no exit. So I had to turn back round and drive past them. And as I turn round and drive past them, she's waving me down, while there's this massive fight still happening behind. It was like, I don't think so. Cancel. It's 1:45 AM. I know it's been ages since the update, but I am now on 250 quid. I'll stick it here. It has slowed down the past hour, the requests that are coming in, a few of them far between. So I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to last. I have just had me drive time pop up saying I've only got an hour left. I didn't see that coming. I wasn't even planning on doing that. It's just the way it happens, isn't it, sometimes? It's good that though. Well, I started playing the Uber game. I give it another 10 minutes and not a lot was happening. So I decided to play the Uber game. Uber game's where I head home. If it offers me a job worth it, I'll stay out. If it doesn't, I come all the way home. And it was offering me jobs, but they were absolutely disgraceful. One job it offered me was for £12, right? 10 miles the job was, and it was a mile to the job. If they're offering me that, it's time to come home, isn't it? So let's do the roundup. We've got Friday's hours, Friday's earnings, Friday by the hour. Then we've got Saturday's hours, Saturday's earnings, Saturday by the hour. Then this video, this shift, so Friday and Saturday, we've got how many hours I've done, how much I've done, and how much by the hour. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like, give us a sub. Remember, stay away from them creatures. In a bit.